Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I'm Gypsy Girl, here to give you another lesson for today. Very grateful for the energy coming in. Grateful for your likes, your subscribes, your shares. And if the lesson is proving to be difficult, well, the best way to go through it is to just be quiet with yourself and focus on what you really want. Everyone has their own way of going within and communicating with what would be their higher power. Times of confusion or uncertainty, that's when you sit and reflect instead of trying to fight and control. You allow things to play themselves out, and that's when you know which way to go. It's not easy, especially when you are affected emotionally by situation or circumstance. Wow, what's this? And then there's healing. Wow. So we have, just noticing they're all blue. This one here, holding back. Okay, it is not very easy at all, because we have the Seven of, I keep saying the Seven of, it's the Chariot every time I see the Seven, and then the Tower at Five of Pentacles. Basically it's these three here. Oof, Queen of Wands, the Ten of Swords, and then there's the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so, and then there's the King of Cups. Oh boy. All right. Like I was saying, it's not easy. You need to sit, you need to reflect, you need to think and feel whatever it is that you're going through. You need to allow yourself to go through, because it's not easy when this card comes up. It's a test of your own will. Just think of it like that. You want something and it's not coming to you. What do? Do you fight to get it? You could, but then this would mean you would have to choose your battles. And that's where the wisdom here comes in, eh? Knowing when to fight, knowing when not to fight, knowing when to say what to say and all that. Because there's a lot that needs to be said, apparently. There's a lot of ideas and a lot of anger based on what this card represents. And when I say anger, it's usually like straightforward, to the point, and very, when I say aggressive, it's an attitude of, I need to speak, and I'm going to speak, and I will speak, and I will have my say. And that's coming from a Queen of Wands over here, who is determined, bent even, with this Prince of Swords innovation of speech and ideas, controlling a situation, because she is she's in charge, you know. She takes control. She leads conversation where she wants it to go. She could be doing that too, as Queen of Wands. but she's straightforward. She's not beating around the bush. She's not trimming the head. She's cutting it down, cutting it out. She's straightforward and quick too, because she is a wand. This pace that she goes at is really fast paced. So it's a quick talk, to get through quickly. Interesting. But it's the will to do it. That I feel that is what it. Oh, look, the Mercury, manifestation card just came up. Okay. All right. Well, and then there's this independence here. Satisfaction in independence. Bringing down the tower. Oh boy. Sense of lack. Destroying that sense of lack. This Prince of Wands. So we have a Queen of Wands, and then we have the Prince of Wands, who is building up his esteem. Him too, he wants to speak. Oh boy, it's a conversation. Apparently there's going to be quite a bit of conversation. And healing will follow. Okay, that was a whole reading right there. Let's see, what is the lesson today? So there it is. You will have your conversation if you want to speak. And if it is that you're working on having a conversation, you will have that conversation. And it will be valuable, because it's the Eight of Wands. And it's mastery. It's knowing what you need to say, how to say it. And you're determined. There's an equal amount of determination between the Prince of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So, more messages right here. Okay, so we have Nine of Cups. Again, another 9. So there is satisfaction in wisdom, this knowledge, this taking a relationship to a higher level, in whether it is in the self, where you rise above your shortcomings, which is very possible for, when I say very possible, I mean, if you're working on yourself, right, and you've been following the lessons, then you are attaining a higher level of knowledge, because you are following deep spirituality. Then there is a question of satisfaction with an offer that is a real proposal that is leading to marriage, because so we do have a queen. Oh, the moon is upside down. I was looking for upside down cards just before I turned on the camera, and I didn't find any, and now I just found the moon, but I had put them in upside down. So this, I mean, yes, it would take me to put it upside down, but I remember that I did that, and I didn't mean to do it. But even if I were to leave it upside down, it would just suggest that the devil is preventing that delusion for an offer. You see? It's an illusion when it's upside down. It's not real. That offer is being blocked because of an obsession. Somebody is obsessed. And that obsession is a perversion of what would be a real offer. Well, well, well. Calling it out online. Look at that. Wanting to speak with integrity. The devil is preventing an illusion of an offer that will be an obsession, or that the offer is based on obsession for marriage. You see, it's not even a real offer. It's an illusion to feed an obsession of control. So if you are in a situation where someone is trying to control your life, because this is an offer for marriage. Getting into a marriage that is an illusion to feed someone's obsession is not going to happen, because Spirit won't allow that. See, we have, look at that, we have the goddess with higher knowledge. So, okay. What is the lesson for today? It seems to be culminating. I mean, August is a fiery month. It's the month for Leo. It's a lot of ego coming down. That's why the tower is prominent, because there's a lot of egos are gonna crash and burn before the middle of this month. And this is why I started off with that message of going within and reflecting. What is good grief, I can't shuffle. And then it's the 10 of Wands upside down. All of the cards that came up the other day are upside down. Okay, so the burden is not being put down. Somebody wants to hold on to this burden. See, they're not letting it go. They're protecting the burden, manifesting. Coming the moon, things will shift in the moon when it comes. A new relationship is to be burdened. Well, you're hearing it. You're hearing it. When it happens, you'll know if it's your story. Thank you, Spirit, for protecting us and keeping us safe. What is the lesson for today? Thank you for protecting me and keeping me safe. What is the lesson for today? I think Spirit wants to rile me up for this lesson, because yesterday was a dark lesson. Let's hope for some light on this one. What is the oracle message? Sorry about that. What is the lesson for today? I thank you for your patience with me. Getting lots of messages. I mean, I don't mind, but it's stopping me from focusing on what the lesson is. What is the lesson today? Thank you, Spirit. We have to remember those cards. Not wanting to put down a burden is it's not progress. You need to put it down. Thank you, Spirit. What is the lesson for today? I keep saying message. Maybe more messages are going to come through this lesson. It's like the cards are fiery. Leo, what is the lesson today? Oh, the 3 of Cups, a journey, expansion, going out, a date even. 3 of Cups. Well, it's emotional. So it starts with what we know growing up, what we're taught, how to socialize. And then we grow into wanting to socialize, because the more we do it, the more we want to. But this is going out, so a journey, whether it is to go out with friends or to actually go on a trip, where you take a trip with another or others, because it's 3. Of course, it's a 3, so it's imbalance right there. And when I say imbalance, I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean that it is a group. It's not just 2 people going out together. It's a group outing or a group gathering. It's a party. It's where you go or where you meet up, and you may meet someone there. Okay? As a lesson, I look at this as your, I don't want to say your values, but it is your behavior within the group. Being included or feeling not included would be the lesson here, because it's emotional. To not be a part, to be involved but not be included. As in, you're in a party, you're there, but no one wants to talk to you. No one wants to get to know you better, because that's where we get to know people better, is in this card. When we go out, have a date, and we talk, and we get to know each other better, and take it there, we take it further. The journey keeps going on. But in this lesson, it would mean that you're there, but you're not being addressed as if you're there. And that is to make you feel like you don't belong. Because in this card, the Three of Cups, it's a sense of belonging, a sense of celebration, a sense of inclusion, good times. But as a lesson, where's the lesson in having a good time? Well, you can have too much of a good time, and you overdo, and that's where obsession comes in. Now remember, we had seen the Nine of Cups before this, and I saw that there is an obsession. So this could be the beginning of that obsession, because it goes in threes. You know what they say, everything happens in threes. So this lesson proving to be, oh, we're going out to party, you want to come? And then when you say yes and you go, all of a sudden you're feeling like you don't belong there. Like you need to leave, because no one is including you or celebrating you or celebrating with you or including you in the celebration. So what is the tool then? Oh boy. See, this was coming up to the obsession. This card was showing too. Again, not talking. It's holding back. That Two of Swords, where the original depiction for this card is a veiled. First of all, the figure is veiled, so they can't see. Or anyway, let's not dissect just yet. Let's just build it up. But the veiled figure with the two blades crossing, protecting the heart. So not speaking what is really inside of you. You're holding it back. And it seems to be, when we say the veiling, that veiled figure where they don't want to see, because this could be a denial more than a refusal to talk. It's about being in a state of denial. Not always, though. It just means you're holding back on what needs to be said. But with this, it seems like there's the intuition from the lesson before flows into this card as well. I look at it like the blindfold. It works in two ways. You can see through the lies, and you're not speaking because you are protecting yourself from being brought into lies. Or you can see it as not wanting to see the truth because of the blindfold, where you can't see what is really going on, or you don't want to see, but you know the truth. That's a sense of denial. So we put it together with the lesson. Let's see how it fits. We have denial of being excluded. So going to a party and not addressing that you know that you're being left out at the party. You're there and you're pretending to have fun. So you go out on a date and you pretend that you're having a good time. To me, that's a waste of time. I just wouldn't go. I mean, why would I go to go out to a party where I know I'm not welcomed First of all, I don't want to be there. Second of all, why would I go? And if I have no one to talk to, or no one wants to talk to me, or if I don't know anybody there, and the people that I do know don't include me, well, then what's the point? Now, of course, that's when you know in advance. But again, that's where intuition comes in, because this is a tool. Remember, this to help us get through this lesson, we have to take on that position of, I know what I need to say, I know when to say, and I know how to say. We need to take that position if we're going to maneuver through a party where we feel that we don't belong, or we're not really welcomed. So let's see what Spirit is doing, because I really wouldn't want to go to a place where I'm not welcomed. And if it is a fake welcoming, like, I mean, you follow your instincts and you know if people are genuine with you or not at a party. And most times people are not, because they're drinking and they're indulging, and they'll say anything to get what they want. And if they're out just to have a good time, then for sure they won't speak the truth. They'll just tell you what you want to hear. Just there you go, the devil. Okay, this is proving to be an interesting lesson, and I'm going to laugh, because if I cry about not being welcome to a party, being put in a position where I have to pretend to have a good time, the devil is here to say it's not happening. But what's not happening? You see, this devil here is the obsession that I was talking about with that 9 of Cups. That's the obsession. Spirit is giving us this knowledge and understanding of, imagine that, and the power of the devil here to hold and control what is being said on purpose, holding it back, because that is what the gift is. Sorry, this is what Spirit is doing. Spirit is giving us this ability to hold back, not speak, control even, because it's the devil. The devil is what Spirit is giving us to do, which is in the sense we break the monotony, or we control the monotony. And the monotony is the obsession that you're in, whatever in your circumstances, whatever that repetition, that habit, you see, knowing, supposing, for an example, drinking too much, because we have cups here, and I was reflecting on the 9 of Cups, which is that obsession to drink and drink and drink. It could mean here, as an example, referring to alcohol, that someone is hiding their obsession for drinking. You see, if we were to, just to give you a fair view on how this devil works with these 2 cards here. Now, I know they're not in the same suit, but the numbers do still bring it to 5. And 5 is our change numbers, our hard numbers. The 5 is where change is taking place. Now, I did say, I think it was yesterday lesson when I said that August is a month for change in action. So we're witnessing the change process. Like we can't deny it, and we cannot avoid it, because Spirit has put us on this direction, this journey of communication, because before anything else, the 3 is a communication. It's a conversation. It's emotional. It is good time reflected here. But a good time for who? For what? It is the basis. It is the platform. So it's a party, and then obsession and discussion or lack thereof, or lies, telling lies at a party, that manipulation where you say what you want, say what the person wants to hear so that you can get with them. You're out on a date for a particular reason, for an obsession. You're doing this you're going to seek out and manipulate someone using obsession. In other words, going out to get drunk and have a good time, but you're in a state of denial and you're obsessed with that. So again, putting it personally, and that is just for alcohol. I'm not saying this is for everybody, just to give it as an example. So you see in your situation where you party too much, or you're being pulled into a party, because it's one way or the other, because the devil is here to say somebody is obsessed, somebody's in denial, and somebody wants to party too much. That's one way of looking at it. I mean, I've given you a few examples so far. Just fit it to your situation, but to see where the devil fits in, as Spirit is giving us, this is our ability to control, our ability to say, no, you are not going to do this or say this, or that ability to control is what Spirit is giving us. So don't take this as you are addicted and you are obsessed. I mean, you could be, if you feel that you're being faced with, oh my God, my obsession is looking at me when I listen to this lesson, and I feel like shit and I don't know what to do. Well, at the beginning I said, when you feel you're not in control, or you have to rewind what I said, but the point is, you have to sit and focus on what you really want, because that's what Spirit is giving us this time out. Because just look at this as a timeout. You have the control to put a timeout and say, no, I'm not talking and I'm not going out. That's one way you could put it here. Seeing that if you're feeling the pull of this lesson, and you're looking at the devil and you're like, oh my gosh, well, just see it as Spirit is saying you need to stop. You need to stop telling lies at parties, for an example. You need to sit with whatever it is you're going on, or whatever it is going on in your life, and you need to reflect on it. And protecting and holding back is not always a bad thing. It's just the way it could look, because we only have 3 cards here, and I could see a whole bunch of stuff going on, but I don't want to bring it too negative. I know I have to address this, because this is a tough month. Look what we have. We have the devil sitting here as what Spirit is giving us. This is heavy work. This is real heavy work, to be in charge and to control obsession and to block and stop. It's a lot of work here. Spirit is not giving us an easy task, but it's because of what we do. You see, we tell lies, we hold back on the truth, we are living in denial, we party too much, we drink too much, we go out too much, we do too much. We need to slow it down. It could go as simple as that. So what is the gift? Healing a disappointment from the past. We're going off into smooth waters. Here it is. A few lessons back, this was the gift, and in a sense, and I say gift, it was a gift, yes, it was here at one point, but then it was around the end here on another point, and it did come up a few times. So the devil is working with us. Spirit is giving us so much strength. Look, another 5 right here. So we have 5. I won't do 5 here because it is showing as a 5 here, but that was before this came in. Okay, but now because it's the 5 of Swords, it's a mental turmoil that's going on, and the devil is saying, stop thinking too hard. All of that, if you're thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, going round and round and round and round, like those 8 swords, here we go, 6 and 2, 8 swords. And then we have the 6 and the 3 is 9 swords. So the devil is really representing all of that culmination. Okay, too much thinking, telling lies, disappointments, heartbreaks, going off into smooth water is where we want to end up, because that's how it ends on this card. It ends here. This is the bottom of the deck. So we know that the turmoil and the confusion and arguments and fighting and hurting, self-destruction is another one, because this is what Spirit is stopping. If we look at it in the flow, remember I always say whatever comes after the devil is stopping. So we can look at it that way. To prevent another heartbreak, we're holding back on going out. So our player is not playing no more. I could see that from here. This is a disappointment in, again, the 3. Another 3. We have 3 here. This could be self-deception, where, or you're made to believe. That's another one, that illusion. Again, it's all the obsessive behaviors that Spirit is saying you have control, and you will not allow disappointment to come in again. And this will heal. And in healing, you're going off into smooth water. So let's see where this... Oh, more swords. Oh, my, oh, my, oh, my. Oh, no wonder the devil is here. This was a real gift, eh? This is a real gift. Another portal. 6 and 5. Another 5. And we have an ending. It's a real ending. Oh boy. And this is, let's see. Oh, we come back to the Chariot. So let me see. Making new plans. So this is a true ending. There is an ending. Mind games are coming to an end. This going off into smooth waters. Mind games will end. There is a 20 here, which is just desserts. We have a 6 of Pentacles. We have this card just wanting to show itself. Let me see. The King of Wands is upside down. King of Wands is probably in denial. We're not taking him out. We just know that he's showing himself, and it's probably him who is affected by the devil here. Okay, I'm gonna have to... it's a King of Cups. Okay, so healing the King of Cups is going to change. Okay, I don't know how much of this we can actually see. Oh, we can see fine. Okay. Oh, 10 of Cups, and I look at it as it's an ending. It's a complete ending here. Disappointed, breaking up something, ending, no more love, no more happiness, no more marriage, end at an end. Justice being served here. This Six of Pentacles. It's reciprocity. And this ending is to bring in the balance, to heal this disappointment. New plans are being made. A whole new direction is happening. The devil is just not allowing that obsession to take its turn, because we went from the Three of Cups right to the 10. That 9 is, it is in the swords. We have the 9, so it's a mental obsession that needs to come to an end, and it will, because we have the Four of Swords that is a healing conversation with our King of Pentacles, who will transform and change direction altogether in life. It's a life direction that is changing. It is a perspective that is changing. It is a perception. It is an obsession that is changing. Look into what you are obsessed with in your life, and know that Spirit is going to bring in that balance with you, because Spirit is giving us the authority to stop an obsession, to control an obsession. There is change. Again, we have the goddess represented in the Chariot here as the love, that natural love that Spirit gives us, the ability to, and that determination, the ability to be determined, because this is about willfulness, your will to change direction, your will to change perspective. This rising up here of the Phoenix is because of all the disappointments that we've ever had, is because of all of the pain that we've either given to ourselves through our own addictions. And you need to sit and look into your own life and stop denying to yourself and others what your own addictions are, because we all have addictions. We just choose not to use the word addiction, obsession, possessive, things like that. What is the oracle message? This is very, very embodiment. Now unsown from the flesh, a most alluring lullaby stills my pain as the skies bleed for my heart and the embodiment I am to claim. And it's right after the Phoenix, and vision is here. So you're claiming what is yours. Remember, we saw that in the Four of Pentacles that was coming up at the beginning of the shuffle. What is the oracle message for this lesson? And Phoenix is you changing your life, and you deciding what you want, and going with that, and allowing this obsession, this control to fall away. Remember, we had the Tower in the last lesson, and then we have change, and we have the two tens showing up as an ending. This is an ending. This is a culmination, and where there is an ending, there is a beginning that follows. And of course, the beginning will come into a whole new perspective, a whole new perception, a whole new vision, a whole new view, a whole new feeling. Everything is going to be different, and this is good, because I'm looking at, did I see 18 somewhere? Five, 10, 16. Again, it's 20 swords, so it's another culmination. So conversation, there's going to be an end. Even in the swords here, we have 20 swords showing up here, and that is an ending. an ending of a cycle of mind games and a cycle of lies and deceit and deception. It's an ending. And that is a moon within this. Today we have on the 4th. Today we have, I think it's a new moon today, a beginning. It's a new beginning. Either way, I can't stop shuffling. What is the oracle message? Thank you, Spirit. It's because it's a very strong lesson in change. And again, it is about feeling like you don't belong, feeling that you're invited out, but you're not really welcome where you're invited to. It's a fake party in your name. Even that's what we could take from here, this lesson alone. But then Spirit says you will know that before you even go there, and you will not go and get yourself into a situation where you are compromised. And because you take the control, you go into peace, even though there is a mental turmoil at the end. Because you're deciding on ending. You're saying, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to be in a party where I'm not invited. I'm not feeling welcome. I don't want to be around people who don't care about me. And I don't want to be included in a third party situation anymore, because you've been through it enough times. Because Spirit is saying this is not going to happen. And you've had enough of it, so that you know that you don't want that anymore. That's what this is. And then in the end, where you change, you say, I don't want to get into that. I don't want that kind of life. That's what this is. And then that's the healing. But it's a conversation. So it's not that you're going to go to a party and not speak to anybody. The truth about the party, for example, again, I'm just calling it a party because that's what it represents. The truth here is just that. I don't want this. See, the 3 and then the 4. I don't want that anymore. I don't want to be in that kind of circumstance. And that's what this king is going to feel. He's going to have that. It's all about what he wants. At the end of the day, he is in charge. He is the emperor. Maybe it's his ego that needs to take a left turn or a right turn, depending on your life, to change, because he is going to change. That healing conversation is going to help the king make the change that needs to come. And there it is, the new beginning. Yesterday we saw this in the very end of all of the cards that showed up. But that's what happens with the Phoenix coming in. That's what happens with the 6 of Swords, where you go off, you go away from all this lies and deceit and illusions and troublemaking and confusion and obsession. You get a new beginning. Let's read that. Through the darkness I crossed, and still I found myself in the presence of life. So it's like going through the moon, walking through the moonlight, where the shadow of the moon is, everything seems bigger and scarier, and you are able to see that there is life at the other end of that tunnel, that dark tunnel. The process of giving birth, coming through the birthing canal, where you come in through the darkness into the light. Phoenix is exactly that. You have to die to your situation, giving it up, in order to be reborn again. And that's what the king is going to go through. He is going to decide, I don't want this, I want that. And he's going to go with whatever it is that he wants. And it will be a new life. And bravo. What's at the end? See? Looking at the self. Self-worship, another 9. So we have the 6s and the 9s. Let's read on that. Passion and surrender. Okay, so we'll see coming up into, and every time I take a card, another one comes up, and then there's that release. All right, so let's just leave it on surrender here. Self-worship, 37, a 9. My hands fold as I speak to the stars, watching as the sky holds its breath. It's in stillness that I find all that I am and all of divinity within me. We had this card yesterday. It's come back. It's again the focus, looking at yourself, taking care of yourself. And everything that you don't like about you, love it a little bit. Accept that it is what it is. It is a part of you. It's like I had said in other lessons. If you are supposed to be in a third party situation, it is because you need to learn something from it. And that is why the devil comes in, to make us pay attention. To make us, because that's what this is, making us. You will not do your own will if it is that it is a detriment to the self and another in spirit's eyes. Things will play themselves out so that even in death, and I have said this before, even in death, if it is meant to happen, it will happen. It is how we come into this existence already preordained with how we will leave. And it is up to us to walk that path, to meet that end. And along the way, we change in degrees that end. It is either more pleasing or more painful. And it seems to be a more pleasing change on the way to our end. Because we have this is hope, to move into smooth waters after a turmoil. Because we have to have those breaks in order for us to survive this existence. Living in constant stress, we would die sooner than our time. And if it is meant that we die sooner of our time, then it will happen. I'm just saying that along the way of the journey of this existence, there has to be a break. And that is why the devil comes in, to give us that break so that we could realign and take a different direction. It's all in about learning the lesson. Spirit is here to guide us. And if stopping and putting us into the seat of the devil where we say no more, I'm stopping this, I don't want this anymore, breaking habits and breaking obsessions, that is a good thing. Please look at this as for your own good, if you're brave enough. But you will go through a smoother time. And I had asked for that when I did the first reading for August, when I said I'm hoping that August will bring us into a smoother ride. Well, here it is. But does it mean it will be in August? I don't know. This is 20 swords here. So it is with this moon, it is with the full moon, and then we have a eclipse going on. It's a lunar eclipse, so that things will just, I wouldn't say crumble, but it'll funnel itself, things will fall into place, fall into line. So here, let's put this here. Let's read surrender. Oh no, it's passion first. This bonfire, we call him passion, because that's what he represents, the memory of what is passionate. It is through remembering that you will wake the ritual of your existence and be reborn in mighty celebration. So we have celebration, and it's a mighty celebration. So it could be a wonderful party. So much so that you don't want to tell what you did at that party. Yeah, it can be even that. And then it's like, oh boy, the devil, it's a dirty little secret. What you did. Don't want to tell. You're holding it back. Because you know that the gift will be a disappointing, a heartbreak, because you don't want, it was a one night stand. Let's just call it what it is. If you're not going to go out with the person again, you're going to change your mind. You're only doing it one time and then you're gone. That's the player. I'm not trying to confuse you. Please don't take it that way. But it just means that, that the passion is there. The passion is there. It is through remembering that you will wake the ritual of your existence and be reborn in mighty celebration. So it is to remember all of those very passionate encounters. It is that. But then there is surrender. Let's read on that. And of course we have our flower crown, which we know very well when things are down, when we're really feeling badly. We are given that hope that things will turn around, and they are going to turn around very soon, and it will turn with a beautiful sense of relationship and being together and having a relationship, because that's what will come from the change that we have. Two high arcana talking about change and new beginnings here. And then we have the surrender. The 41, which is another 5. It is being able to walk away. There's nothing more blissful than the act of letting go, of setting yourself free of all that doesn't serve you. So this could be what the tower would represent. And again, the devil is here to say, no more. Enough. Change is here. Sit and reflect on what it is that you are obsessed with, or feel like you are in party to an obsessive situation or an addictive situation, circumstance. This is a heavy lesson. It's a heavy one, and you may need to really sit back and reflect. And take the time to do it, because you will find that you are going to go off into smooth waters. And you will have that control of your life. If it is you feel like you're losing that sense of control in your life, you will get it back. It is to be yours, and you will find a new beginning. And with that, I thank you for showing up, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. And if this lesson didn't come to you as a lesson today, don't worry. It'll come around again. Love and light.